Hi, I'm Mazia. Today we are going to talk about the implicit inner join, and we are going to use MySQL Workbench. Sometimes the students find the implicit inner joins a bit complicated, but I will show you that it's so easy to be used. We are going to use the AP database. You can download it from the internet. It's free and it's a very useful database. In this database you can find several tables, and we are going to use the vendors and the vendor contacts in this table. As you see, in the vendors and vendor table we have two same columns, vendor ID. And now let's try to write our first simple select command. First of all, I will use the AP database to make it active, and then with a very simple select command, select all from vendors, I'm going to just look at my table and see what is inside it. So there are a lot of data in my table, the vendor ID, the vendor name, and so on. I will replace the star or the all with the real column names. Vendor ID and the vendor name. I don't think we need anything more. Now we have two columns in the table, and now we are going to join two tables. It means that I'm going to retrieve data out of two tables at the same time. We can also join more than two tables, but to make it simple, first we will try only two tables. So first table is vendors, and the second table will be the vendor contacts. I will drag and drop it here. So I'm getting data from these two tables. Now it's time to add other column names that we need. We need the first name and we need the last name. I will just click on the first name and last name, and you see the first name and last name columns appears here. Just they need two commas between them, and let's try this query and see what will happen. I'm getting an error message. This is because of the vendor ID. We don't know which vendor ID we are going to use, the vendor ID in the first or the vendor ID in the second table. So we just have to indicate the name of the table before the column, the similar column names, which is the vendor ID. Let's try it once more. And now what you are seeing is, in the results pane or result window, you are getting the vendor ID from the vendors, you are getting the vendor name from the vendors, and you are going to get the first name and last name from the vendor contact. And that's it. Simply we wrote our first implicit inner join. And there is only one problem in the results. If you look at the result grid, you will see many same vendor IDs with different first name and last names. So there is something that we have to do, or we have to add in our query, and that's a where clause. We should tell the server that we are going to use same vendor IDs in the vendor contact and same vendor IDs in the vendor table. So the vendor ID in the vendor contact and the vendor ID in the vendor table. Just we have to add the name of the table before each one, so the server will know which one to use in the where clause. So right now we are going to separate them with a dot, and right now we are going to execute this query, maybe for the last time, and see what will happen. If I execute it, now I'm getting different vendor IDs with only one value as the first name and last name. We are using vendor ID as a column to match two tables together. And that's it. We wrote our first implicit inner join, and it was simple. See you next time for the explicit one.